Good evening, everyone. I can hear the wind howling outside my window. It sounds like it's going to be quite a wild night. As many of you know, the last Thursday of the month is the day that we usually observe Fusatsu, the Zen ceremony of atonement and repentance. And because we've been on Zoom for almost a year now, we've been giving precept themed talks rather than doing the Fusatsu service. But recently I had the opportunity to attend a Fusatsu, online Fusatsu service officiated by Genro Roshi, complete with a dog barking in the background. And I was so moved by the opportunity to connect with our Fusatsu observance that I thought I would try an experiment and share that reconnection with you tonight. So many of you are familiar with this service and have participated in it a number of times. Some of you might never have participated in it, but it actually lends itself in a way quite well to Zoom because it's a call and response service. So basically, the idea is I'll chant a line and then you repeat the line after me, chanting it or saying it. Or if you're not familiar with it and just want to get the feel of it, you can just listen from the heart. That would be fine too. Of course, two big differences. We won't be doing standing full bows during this reconnection. We'll be doing seated bows. And also we'll be doing, instead of doing the chants 3 times, we'll be doing them 1 time, just with me chanting the line and then all of us saying the line together from wherever we are. We'll follow the usual order of Fusatsu. I'll say a few words and I think you'll find it's, for those of you who have participated before, a very familiar feeling. And I felt such a profound sense of reconnection when I did it with Genro Roshi that I wanted to share it with you. So let's have this experience of Fusatsu together. We'll begin with the Gossa of Atonement. Gasho. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old. On account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance. On account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance. Born of my body, mouth, and thought. Born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all. Now I atone for it all. And now that we've made ourselves at one with our harmful karma and dropped our separation from responsibility, we'll invoke the Buddha energies that are within us, with which we can do something about it. So once again, I'll chant the line and then we'll all chant it together. Namu past 7 Buddhas. Namu past 7 Buddhas. Namu Shakyamuni Buddha. Namu Shakyamuni Buddha. Namu Manjusri Bodhisattva. Namu Manjusri Bodhisattva. Namu Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Namu Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Namu Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Namu Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Namu Maitreya Buddha. Namu Maitreya Buddha. Namu all successes die or show. Namu all successive Daiyosho. And now that we've atoned, set ourselves at one with our harmful karma, and invoked the Buddha energies within ourselves that we need to deal with it, we'll now renew our bodhisattva vows. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them. Desires are inexhaustible. I vow to put an end to them. Desires are inexhaustible. I vow to put an end to them. The dharmas are boundless. I vow to master them. The dharmas are boundless. I vow to master them. The Buddha way is unattainable. I vow to attain it. The Buddha way is unattainable. I vow to attain it. And now we come to the portion of the service where I say a few words, and so I will say a few words. So I wanted to reconnect with Fusatsu because I became aware of how deeply I missed it. Often, without knowing I was missing it. The song, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. When I heard the service being done again, my heart just swelled, and I realized how much I missed having the observance of atonement not in my life in this very physical, formal, and visceral way. How much I missed bowing my head and opening myself up to my harmful karma, bowing my head and opening myself up to the Buddha energies and Bodhisattva energies within myself and within all of us. And how wonderful it is to recite the Bodhisattva vows after just taking a few minutes to sort of reset, to clear the slate, to let go in terms of our zazen, the way we let go and come back to our reference point. In Fusatsu, we let go and come back to our vows. Our vows to be human beings living in the human realm with strength and in an ethical but not necessarily a dramatically ethical way, and an ethical way that comes from the deepest part of ourselves, that comes as naturally to us as dividing ourselves and growing our nails, to really be the precepts. And so this business of atonement is very critical to that process, because, you know, normally we have some idea of how we're supposed to be or how we're supposed to appear in the world, and we push away all those parts of ourselves that we don't think are so pretty or so nice. But during this service, we atone, we become at one with all our harmful karma. And of course, on a very simple level, we reflect on the ways that we failed to be the kind of human being we would like to be. But more broadly, we become at one. We realize that our karma and the world's karma, the karma of all beings, the karma of our family, of our nation, of our world, it's not separated into little bits of karma here and there. We need to be at one with all of it. And being at one with the karma of this moment, in terms of being, we're studying being time, right? Dogen's fascicle. In terms of being, we are at the intersection of all karma, favorable and unfavorable, harmful and beneficial. Our being is at the intersection of all karma, past, present, and future. And when we bow our head and acknowledge that we are responsible for all karma, we sort of clear ourselves. We become at one. And the funny thing is by being at one with our harmful karma, it opens us up and allows us to be at one also with our finer qualities, at one with the beauty of the world. This is all our being. So atonement is extremely critical part of our practice, reminding ourselves over and over again that we are not separate. And then just saying, you know, we're here at the intersection of all karma and that we are the world. Well, that is certainly the heart of wisdom. But just having that and keeping it close doesn't function. So we need to not only be being, not only experience ourselves as being, but also experience ourselves as time. We need to take a step and the next step and the next step. We have to act ethically in the world. And so we invoke all the Buddha and Bodhisattva energies that we need to manifest as time, as beings who are living in a world with other beings, as beings who must live in harmony with nature and the planet, which is sustaining us moment by moment by moment. And so we invoke all those Buddha energies, bowing each time as we do. We bow both to pay respect to them, but also to drop any hint of separation from those energies any idea that there's some kind of impossible ideal that is separate from our own qualities, that is separate from ourselves as ordinary beings living in the human realm. And then when we've invoked those energies, we renew our bodhisattva vows, and we're good to go. So this being at one with, this atonement, I think is very well summed up by one of the precepts, by all of them really. But I want to focus on the 10th grave precept, which basically says, do not defame the three treasures. Do not slander the three treasures of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And of course, that sounds, pretty abstract. I mean, I don't go around saying, "Oh, the Buddha sucks." So. What is? I'm sure none of you do either. So what does it mean to defame the three treasures? Basically, what our teachers tell us is defaming the three treasures is thinking that you're separate, thinking that you're separate from the Buddha, that your life and actions are separate from Dharma, from receiving and giving the teachings, and that you're separate from Sangha, that there's me and there's others, and somehow being a good person is about something I, Rio, do and get recognized for, rather than simply something I do with all beings, recognizing that I am not separate from any of them, from the ones I love the best, the ones that annoy or scare me. I am not separate. Simply leading this life of oneness is leading the life of a Buddha, and it doesn't look much different from the ordinary life we live every day. Bodhidharma said, self-nature is mysterious and ineffable. In the realm of the one Dharma, not setting up dualistic ideas of sages and ordinary beings, is called the precept of not defaming the three treasures. Not setting up an idea that a Buddha is something separate from yourself. Not dividing yourself from your Buddha nature, not seeing it as something esoteric that needs to be realized so that you can be all right. Bodhidharma is telling you that your life, just as it is the truth. And more to the point, your practice as it is, at whatever stage of practice you're at, whether you've been practicing for a year or for 50 years, your practice is the practice of Buddha. When you do it without separating from it, when you do it with full sincerity. Dogen Zenji tells us the way he explained this precept is, he says, the teisho of the actual body is both a harbor and a weir. This is the most important thing. Its virtue flows back to the ocean of essential nature. It cannot be explained. We simply accept it with respect and gratitude. So what is this harbor and weir business? Basically, as we know, a harbor is a place where ships are safe, it's sheltered, it's calm, it's not buffeted by storms and currents the way the open ocean is. It's a sanctuary, it's a refuge. And a weir is not calm at all. It's actually a fish ladder where the fish furiously flop up to the next level and the next and the next. So what Dogen Zenji is saying is this world of turmoil, stress, not knowing what to do, full of irritation and pain, full of things that need to be done, appointments that need to be kept. That world itself is our harbor. It's not a matter of attaining some kind of exalted spiritual state, but practicing moment to moment on the fish ladder, the harbor appears. It's not that you're in the harbor and then, oh, darn it, I gotta leave the harbor and go up the fish ladder and huff and puff. No, the sincere effort of practice moment by moment is what makes the harbor appear. Stillness is always realized in action. Being is always realized as time. The two cannot be separated. And trying to separate the two, thinking there's some separation between the life of an ordinary being and the sage, is once again defaming the three treasures. And finally, our Zen peacemaker version of the precept is realizing my life as an instrument of peacemaking is the precept of not defaming the three treasures. When we practice, when we go up that fish ladder with full sincerity, when we wholeheartedly accept our lives as they are, when we bow wholeheartedly to the three treasures of Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we find that no matter how well or badly things are going, if we practice them moment to moment, there's a kind of peacefulness there, because things are always exactly as they are and no other way. Or as the Buddha realized, this world is in a state of peaceful extinction, just as it is. Realizing my life as an instrument of peacemaking means manifesting my life in a way that manifests the truth, manifesting the life of an ordinary being as a life of peace. So that concludes my remarks on the precepts. I will just conclude that in our traditional way and say, may we exist in muddy water with purity like a lotus. Thus we bow to Buddha. And now we conclude Fusatsu by venerating the three treasures. And we'll do it as we've been doing the earlier chants. We'll do it one time through with me chanting the line and then all of us repeating the line together. being one with the Buddha, with all beings, raise the Bodhi mind. Let the supreme way be realized. With all beings, raise the Bodhi mind. Let the supreme way be realized. Being one with the Dharma, with all beings, penetrate all sutras. Let wisdom be like the ocean. With all beings, penetrate all sutras. Let wisdom be like the ocean. Being one with the Sangha, with all beings, lead the people. Let harmony pervade everywhere. With all beings, lead the people. Let harmony pervade everywhere. May the merit of maintaining the precepts pervade the Dharma world, and may we realize the Buddha way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all Bodhisattva, Mahasattva, Maha Prajna Paramita. Thank you, everyone, for reconnecting with our Fusatsu service with me.